Please confirm in the comment section if you can hear the audio and if the video is clear so that we proceed with the stream as it is. Kindly confirm in the comment section if the audio and video are clear enough to proceed with the stream in its current position. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, this is the last match of the day today in this ongoing 16-man comp dubbed the Dice Lounge annual CRE'ME de la CRE'ME competition, which is now into its third year and definitely the third edition. The first edition was held 2 years ago at the same venue, 16 of the best players. It was won by Wanika Mansur. Second edition was played early last year, same venue, same edition, same format, and it was won by Ibrahim Sejemba when he defeated Lokoma Hazard in the final. The third edition is this one, which have had 3 matches played so far. First match in the morning was won by Rashid Wagaba, who defeated Lawrence Sengonge. Second match was won by Bolo Simon, who defeated Alfred Gomeki is a black sheep. The third match has been won a while ago by Wanika Mansur, who has eliminated Joseph Kasozi. This is the fourth match. It is Yudah Ssembuusi, young blood, nicknamed Dembaba, taking on Caesar Chandiga. Like the rest of the matches, they are racing to 11 for a place in the quarterfinals to take on Lugola Simon on Thursday. My name to present to you the video and the audio is Simon Peter Chove. Final score is 1-0 with Caesar in the lead after that red apple in which Dembaba broke and didn't pot, and Caesar cleared the table. Last time these players had face off was the National Open Grand Final round of last 16. Match was won by Caesar. Of course, Uganda's national champion. Yudah Ssembuusi Dembaba came to the limelight at a very, very tender age. He could barely reach the entire size of the table when he was 11, around 2016, when he won a comp, an unofficial comp, which gained him attraction from Scrap Yard Pool Club, and they signed him for his services. He played with them only for half a season as he pots black prematurely and goes 2-0 down. And after that half-season stint with Scrap Yard Pool Club, he was signed on loan by a team called the Captainite Pool Club and represented with them in 2017. And yes, he became part of the team that won the Uganda Pool League for the first time. He could very easily be the youngest player ever to win the Uganda Senior League title. That is the Captainite Pool Club 2017, with players like Yudah Ssembuusi, Ivan Kanyesije, Ibrahim Sejemba, amongst others on the team. Stayed with the team for another year, in which they lost out to Tinda Giants Pool Club in terms of the league title, but he remained a young boy, growing his career by the day very young and promising. He won his first tournament as a junior, 2018, late in there, It was actually the qualifying tournament of the World Haiball Championships that were held for the first time. The tournament that was organized by Peter Kinyua, my friend and namesake from Nairobi in Kenya, representative of Joy Haiball, who organized the tournament at Upper Volta. Dembaba, being a minor at that time, under the age of 18, had that handicap of potting only 6 balls, and the black, just like you saw the ladies being handicapped, it is the same handicap that goes for underage players, according to the Haiball rules. Dembaba defeated Mansur in the final. He was supposed to represent Uganda at the World Haiball Championships, but did not process his passport on time enough to represent, and that's how he missed out on his first international trip. By 2020, his career had grown. He was reaching the prize bracket, some of the comps, most notably the double elimination comp that was organized at Upper Volta in Kasubi. In one of the lives, he surprisingly took down Ibrahim Sejemba, then the tournament favorite. Remember, that was the time when Caesar had left the country for a stint with Sharks Pool Club in the Zambian Pool League. And by 2021, Dembaba had already started moving out of the country. To be exact, the biggest tournament he played outside Ugandan soil was the All Africa Pool Championships in 2022, when he played and surprisingly reached the quarterfinals of the biggest tournament in which he has ever played. Actually, in 2023, he was not only ranked 8th in Uganda, but also 8th on the entire African continent as the 8th best performer in the All Africa Pool Championships. Currently, the last team for which he has played has been Upper Volta Pool Club, based in Kasubi in Kampala. He is up against Caesar. Will definitely be the underdog, but it doesn't mean that he doesn't stand a chance in this game, because he has all that it takes: the potting prowess, the skill, the mental fortitude to take down any of these players. And this will be an example of what I'm talking to you about. Exactly that. Yudah Ssembuusi 1, Caesar Chandiga 2. Race to 11. Thank you for watching. Dennis Mfukwe, Julius B. Jigs, Clay Hoza, Billy Denzel, Clay must be South African, Hernandez Mwalo, Princess Bushra, Romano World Limited, Anan Naido. Please tell me if Anan, you are familiar with Jeremiah Naido. I also don't know if you are familiar with Trish Naido. You may advise me in the comment section. MC Nelson, Jerry Mabe Sebastian, Mabe Jerry must be supporting Dembaba, and must be unhappy with yourself right now. Kilamuze General, Chims Kapela Chunga, Ephraim Jaramba, Trevor Prince, Mosawinkosi Lamini. I believe the sound you are asking for is not the sound exactly of the game, but the sound of commentary. It sounds different because I'm using a different microphone from the one I usually use. It is wireless with some qualities to at least mute out some of the sound, because there is a bit of music that is playing by the background. I thank the management of the bar for keeping the music low, but even when low, it can be a bit dangerous to the existence of the page. That is why I'm using a wireless microphone. If they increase again the amount of sound, the only option I will have is to mute the video, and muting can only be done on YouTube, so it will go to break and finish live YouTube, which is also live. The game is live there, by the way. So if you prefer watching on YouTube, feel comfortable to serve yourself on the platform that you enjoy the most, but commentary is only here. Thank you for watching. Enough to Muhaire, Chikawa, Ricky, Ben Matongo, Amos, Tugume, Sidwell, Chandiga, Isaac, Senyanja Sams, Flo, you are complaining about the network, but from where I'm watching, pictures look quite clear. Last tournament in which these two players participated was just 2 days ago. Dembaba did reach the prize bracket of the comp that was won by Caesar at Laban's Arena in Entebbe. Although Caesar is known as so good, but on Sunday he was again so good. Besides winning the tournament, he had so many nice clearances and so many highlights of the tournament. I believe the African fraternity is getting so accustomed, so used to watching this guy. Such a joy to watch. He has single-handedly raised question marks to the dominance of South Africans over African pool, as has been the case for the last 12 years. And he now leads 3-1. It is the third tournament that Caesar is playing in a space of 5 days. The first one of those three, the Roxbury monthly comp that happened in neighboring district of Mukono, in which he was eliminated in the quarterfinals at the hands of Ibrahim Kayanja, the real machine. Then, of course, on Sunday when he won, here he is today in the first round and leading 3-1 so far, going according to the form book. Fair break from Dembaba and the pots, red and yellow. Very good split of the balls. I believe he will be going for the yellows and he will be scoring most likely an apple. Patrick Mete asking when the final is. Friday this time. Joshua Makasa Kafero. Thank you for watching. Rivai Mawe. Wem Gonzaga Hill Bismarck Moyo. Friends and fans of these players. I have to say that while Caesar is the elder of these two guys, it is Dembaba who became a renowned player earlier. He has been on the scene as a respectable player since 2017, so this is his 7th year as a reputable player. Although he is a very young man, I don't think he is yet 20. It is the first red apple of the match, and it is sunk in by the red Yudah Ssembuusi, who now trails 3-2. Sorry, a green apple. By the way, a red apple is where a player breaks and the opponent finishes off the game. A green apple is break and finish. You break and leave your opponent rooted to their own table. Pardon, to their chair. About 40, between 40 and 50, around 45 people. The venue is not that big, but almost full to capacity on just day one of this comp. They have played there. It is the equivalent of $2.5 US to watch this match. Actually, 2 2/3 of $1. Caesar is breaking today by hitting the second ball. The split is good. Only 2 balls. Looking not so good. Of course, the yellows are looking more organized. If he's to play the yellows, there is only 1 bad ball. If he's to play the reds, still there is only 1 bad ball on the table. So you wouldn't have him at fault for playing either of the colors, any of his choice. He's playing the only bad ball he has on the table. I'm not so sure he has enough space to put it, and yet he has enough space to put it. This means the more realistic thing is that Caesar is about to respond to fire with fire. Yes, to respond to apple with apple. Without a shade of a doubt, the most dominant Ugandan player in the last 2 years. In my opinion, the most undisputed #1 since the best of Turije Jonah Joker. Apple is responded to by Apple. Yes, Caesar sinks black. Oops, I didn't know. Brian has taken over. As if he's instructed Brian, the scoreboard man, has taken over the duty of flipping the scores, especially if Caesar is the one winning. You do remember Brian during the tour of Jerry. This time he's deciding not to sit near the board. He doesn't want you guys to comment so much about him, but his love for his player comes so naturally. He just finds himself celebrating every good move Caesar makes. This time, Dembaba scratches on the break. Like I normally say against Caesar, that is almost suicidal. Table remains open. Clearly Caesar is attempting going with the yellows, and Dembaba knows it. That this very unforgiving guy who has a lot of unfinished business here at Dice Lounge, one of the venues so notorious with organizing pool comps, but this venue, Caesar has only won one tournament, and yet he has participated in about 5 or 6. He lost a money match against Mansour here at this venue. He was part of 2 tournaments which he lost. Things normally don't go well enough for him. Last comp, he lost out in the quarterfinals. But for today, he is having a second red apple of the day in no time wasted, and leads 5-2. And Brian, with all smiles, will flip the scoreboard in favor of his hero. One bad thing about playing with Caesar, if you are the opponent, is that he takes an early lead, and before you know, the lead he has against you is so difficult to come back against. I dedicate this match, this live stream, to Nicholas Muhereza, aspiring. He is a fan of the game, by the way. He frequents at this place. This is where he comes on a daily for a game of pool or 2. Loves all of these players. He's not a particular fan of any, but being a member of the Dice Lounge family, as they call themselves, is attached to Hazard and Mansour. He's going to stand for Member of Parliament in Ishaka Municipality, Bushenyi District. So he sends greetings to all pool lovers who are coming from that part of the country. I'm sorry, I'm not here for politics, it's just sports. He just asked me to make that clear, and being from the sport we all love, I wish him good luck. Yes, Dembaba has a chance to capitalize on a rare and forced error from Caesar. Dembaba rightly goes for the technical game. In this one, I will do the same in his position. Still fresh is Caesar from that participation in the World Heibo Championships, where he made so many people proud, I would say. Although many expected even more, that was quite unrealistic for any African player, especially coming out of South Africa. I mean, and meaning not South African, to reach the prize bracket of the World Heibo Championships is very exceptional. In Uganda, where I am, Heibo is hardly played at all, and there is barely any Heibo table in the country. Actually, 2 weeks before the tournament, some of the players who were selected for the World Heibo Championships had to cross the border to spend some time in Nairobi simply to get accustomed to the tables and having matches against players who practice routinely on Heibo tables and reaching the prize bracket among them is something to take home about. That's why the Advanced Talent Agency worked hard to secure a deal with the Joy Heibo to distribute Heibo tables in the country. While you may look at it as a business for the pool players, it is a means to learn and get used to the most rewarding billiards discipline in the world. $700,000, the biggest prize from playing pool in the world. That is what the winner of the World Heibo Championships took home. It is enough inspiration for any player to take Heibo as a discipline, including Dembaba, who is up against the black. He will surely sink this one in. Yes, he does. 5-3, Caesar up against Dembaba. This time Brian will flip the scoreboard, but with no smile on his face. Eleven is a very long race when your opponent is Caesar, to the effect that failing to put on the brake feels like a blunder. It is the second time in the game that Dembaba is failing to put on the brake. The first time he lost the match to a clearance by Caesar. This time at least the balls are not as well split as Caesar would fancy. Look at the red which is touching the yellow near that bottom right corner pocket. Caesar opts to go for the reds. Indeed, closes the table. We await how he can deal with the two reds which are so close to two yellows. One of them is open. and it's no longer a bad ball. You want to put that red ball near the center pocket to the corner pocket, top left of your screen. Lovely shooting. And as I speak, in just a few shots taken, what has been a not so good red balls game has been turned around, but hold on. Maybe not. Goes for the connection. What should have been a green apple has just helped Caesar gain control of the frame, but not exactly as good as he wanted. Now Demba Boy will most likely play a safety shot. I would do that if I were him. Just unfortunately seems to indicate that the white ball is touching his yellow, meaning he has to play away. But whatever he does must be an effective shot. Shot, I will say, is good enough. The bank shot doesn't pay off for Caesar, and it is now an opportunity Dembaba must take. That red ball near where he is standing has enough space between it from either direction where Dembaba has two yellows, can play them to that same pocket. That leaves the only relatively bad yellow ball as the one near the cushion, mid top of your screen. He can, in quotes, cheat the pocket to pot his yellow ball, but it will be more effective if he used the same shot to displace the red. Unfortunately, he displaces his own yellow, playing it behind Caesar's black. He snookers for the bigger part. One of Caesar's reds, the one on the right. Caesar is playing exactly that ball off the cushion and finds it. After 8 frames played, on both platforms on which this match is live. Break and Finish Facebook, Break and Finish YouTube. We are already past the 1K mark watching live in total. Thank you very much, guys. An online family of pool lovers from a number of countries, always united online, most especially in the comment section. Those who keep activating the live streams by commenting, by sharing, by liking the videos, by following the pages. A big shout out to you. Dembaba is in trouble now. That will not go down as a good safety shot. Not at all. Caesar has to be careful not to self-snooker himself. And once again makes it look easy. 6-3, Caesar up. How about utilization of an unforced error from Caesar for Dembaba to pull a second one back? He still has life in him. He's not yet out. He's down but not dusted. 4-6, not an insurmountable lead. It is possible to cause a shock on day one. For the games that have been played so far, I would say all three have gone according to the form book. So far, this one seems to be heading that way. But Dembaba has, I would say, the potential to cause a shock, but he will do it not by putting black or white on the break as he has. Yes, 10 games have been played so far. The players are now free even to have a time break if they wish. 5 minutes will be granted. We have had mostly fair breaks. At least 2 from Caesar, only 1 from Dembaba. 2 dry breaks from Dembaba. 1 foul break from Caesar where white was spotted on the break, and 2 from Dembaba. 3 fouls during the match, 2 by Caesar, once from Dembaba. 2 apples, green and red, both from Caesar. This one is likely to be another clearance, and Caesar makes it 7-4. And Brian does as he does on the scoreboard. Caesar will ensure that the balls are tightly racked. The tighter the rack, the better the chances of having a very good split, and the better the split, the more likely to pot a ball. That is exactly what I mean. The split is so good. Unfortunately for him, no ball is potted. Advantage Dembaba. He will be playing yellows, no doubt about that. They are clearly the better balls. Only disadvantage is that he seems not to have a pot. He's going for connection. It won't come easy. He somehow finds a way to close the table. Takes a very heavy breath because now he knows it is time to make a kill. Look at that yellow ball, which is near that top left pocket. The only problem ball that Dembaba has. By the way, he got that nickname Dembaba from fans who say he has a striking resemblance with the former Senegalese footballer, also called Dembaba. Caesar is nicknamed the Scorpion. It is the only one of the nicknames that he gave to himself and the one he likes the most. He was also nicknamed the Dictator by fans who say he was dictating over his fellow players. That one will go down as a lucky shot. There are people who call him the people's player, with claims, and Caesar agrees that for some reason wherever he goes, people love him. The newest of his nicknames is the Ambassador, after winning an ambassadorial role for Joy Hayball Tables, contracted by the mega Chinese company as superstar for Joy in Africa, courtesy not only of his relatively very good performances at the World Hayball Championships, but also the numbers which came with his streamed live videos. Look at the movement of the white ball to the top right corner. You can do it with top right spin on the cue ball. It's going for the opposite side of the... Somehow he seems to have himself at least partially snookered. Maybe he can see the red ball, but only partially. I don't think he can see it well enough to pot it, but by his body language he seems confident enough. Actually, he's playing mass shot, meaning he can't see the ball at all. And fouls, advantage Dembaba. Very likely that it's going to be 7-5 in a minute or so. Otherwise, if Dembaba doesn't finish off this frame, if he doesn't win it, he should have no business trying to win this match. We are at Dice Lounge, enjoying the last match of the day today between Yudah Ssembuusi, the guy on table right now, taking on Caesar Chandiga. They are racing to 11 for a place in the quarterfinals, and the computer in the Walla Simon is awaiting whoever wins this match in a game that will happen on Thursday evening. Tournament is resuming tomorrow, same program as today. First match of the day is Gideon against Glorious. Good cue action from Dembaba. Always lovely to see when these guys are not intimidated by Caesar. Dembaba 5, Caesar 7. Brian will flip the scoreboard again, but with a very sad face. That is what we call a void break, where black is spotted on the break. By the rules of black ball, the same player breaks the same game. No score is taken. It is irrespective of whether a ball was spotted or not. It is irrespective of whether the white ball was spotted or not. It is irrespective of whether a ball fell off the table or not. As long as black is spotted on the break, it is the same player re-breaking the same game with one visit. I haven't seen this in a long time. 2 consecutive void breaks. Very, very, very rare thing to see. Very rare. I'm just surprised to see this. The venue, ladies and gentlemen, is Dice Lounge, Monyonyo in Kampala, in Uganda, where you are enjoying this tournament, which will be ending at around the same time on Friday. This time, Dembaba at least what's a break. A ball on the break was kind of lucky to keep the white ball on the table. At the venue, I can see Senyanjo Glorious, who has traveled all the way, about 130 kilometers from the central district of Masaka, to have his match against Gideon tomorrow. That is how committed these guys are. Has traveled all that distance. He will have to pay for accommodation in the city just to have his match on time tomorrow. The opponent is Bwanika Gideon. I can also see Kenneth Odong, who will be playing against Ibrahim Kayanja tomorrow afternoon. At the venue, Black Sheep has, I think, just left the venue. He watched the last game after his defeat. He must be on his way to Mokono. Bwanika Mansur and Joseph Kasozi are still at the venue. This time, no female players are here to support their male counterparts. Maybe tomorrow. I wouldn't say that Dembaba has failed to recover. He definitely wanted to pot, but the fact that he left his yellow well packed, the corner pocket, bottom left, is still in pole position. But one thing he needs to be reminded of is that his opponent is Caesar. When watching him, you always have to keep your eye wide open, because you may just see something. Just something. Yes, there was a poster that was shared of this tournament about 5 days ago. A few changes therein. To Rija Jonah the Joker, not part of this tournament because he has not been reachable either physically or on phone. Just a little bit worrying that Uganda's prodigal son of Pool has not been seen anywhere for the last 2 weeks or so. So if you are with him, if he's watching, just inbox that we are with him this side and he's safe. And be informed that for many of these players, when their families can't find them, they normally contact members of the pool fraternity. So if you see, especially if you're in Uganda, if you see him, just inbox for the family to know that he's well. Caleb Mahire, Cold Water, did not meet the registration guidelines. That's how he's out of the tournament. But Yudah has gotten a little stroke of luck. However, how purely lucky he will depend on the outcome of the next shot. He will surely put that yellow ball he's looking at. But then the resting position of his white is the matter here. That one will not go down as a good shot. He knows it that he's in trouble and needs a recovery shot. And with that miss and his facial expression, Dembaba, he knows exactly what is about to happen. When this guy has good breaks, they seem like head starts. Really. You do not want him to be your opponent when he is breaking well, because missing on the break is the most likely way that you will beat him if he's your opponent. I will have to time this green apple. The quickest apple he has ever scored was 61 seconds in Dar es Salaam against Abdallah Hussein. I will have to time this one. I will have to look at it again. Caesar 9, Dembaba 5. He needs to put, or he must. Good enough he puts red. And it's also a good split. A little problem of those two balls touching each other, red and yellow, on the right of your viewing area. Those ones will definitely cause a problem. He wants to pot and open them up, and does so. Very good brains, very good execution. He may win this match, he may lose it, but one thing I can tell you, he's so good for his age. You can't be an average player and reach the quarterfinals of the African Championships. You can't be an average player and get seeded 8th in Uganda. That was his ranking position last year. You can't be an average player and get seeded 8th on the continent also last year. A winner of 2 weekly comps at Portit is Dembaba, who is attempting to respond to Apple with Apple. And if he does it, it will be the second time in the second match that is happening. I've been here for pretty much the whole of today, but believe you me, when players on table are this good, I am purely entertained. And even at the end of today's action, I will still be yearning to have more of these guys. Yes, he does. Fire is responded to by fire, apple after apple. And who says you can't be entertained enough when watching pool? There have been 7 apples in this match. Yes, 7. 4 of them green. Green is exactly what we mean by break and finish. 2 apiece from each player, 3 of them red, where a player breaks and the opponent finishes, all of them scored by Caesar so far. 3 foul breaks, 1 by Caesar, 2 by Dembaba. 2 single visit clearances, 1 apiece from each player. 2 unforced errors, both from Caesar. Here he is on it again, aims at the second ball. And yes, this time it's a dry break. And it is his first dry break of the match. And for whoever wins this match, Lubula Simon, the computer, is at home watching who of these guys will be his next opponent. In another way, I am also dedicating this match to Council Rama, a staunch member of Caesar's management team. He did a pivotal role in securing the players' money matches, even that ambassadorial contract with the World Heibo Federation. He's down with a few complications in the stomach and was operated at the International Hospital in Kampala last week. I wish you a quick recovery, Council. I know you must be watching. Also, all members of Caesar's management team, Team the Scorpion, Dr. Robert Onekalit, Paul Okello Opio, Stephen Austin, Dembaba is not exactly under any signed management for now, but hopefully with these performances, even in what is so far a losing effort, he's giving a good account of himself. $2,100 US in cash prizes, total pot for this tournament. One of these players who will win it will get 1,200 of it, the second 600, and the third 300. No, actually the third less than 300. I'm sorry, the first 600, the second 300, the third 150. I beg your pardon. So it is about $1,000, over $1,000 in total pot in terms of prizes. It has been 3 clearances in a row. 2 from Caesar, 1 from Dembaba, who is maybe attempting to make it 2. What an entertaining game this one is. 7-9. Dembaba down, but respectably down. This time, unfortunately for him, a dry break. One thing about this guy, however well he plays, he wears a very serious looking face. He normally only smiles after the game-winning shot of a tournament or a money match. The game is being turned around. He came in as the favorite for this match, but his opponent Dembaba is giving a very good account of himself. Surely the fans are very well entertained. Speaking to the white ball, I'm not so sure he has a natural movement of the same white ball to get good one for the black. Maybe he will try to open it up. He doesn't. He will simply have sight of it. Red apple after apple after apple. Very good performance of both players in the match. Caesar is on the verge, ladies and gentlemen. He needs 1 for Dembaba to win this match. He needs 4 in a row. The bad news for him is that Caesar has potted on the break, and the table is closed. He is on the reds. You can choose to have your eye on the red closest to your table because it is almost touching Dembaba's yellow. It is the only semi-problem that Caesar has, but given his set of skills, even that one is not a problem. He gets the white ball, which gives a natural position to open up the bad red ball. Look at how easy he does it, almost effortlessly. Fortunately for Dembaba, unfortunately for Caesar, the resting position is that he doesn't have an easy pot, at least for his next visit of the table. I'm not so sure what he's trying to do. Maybe going for the corner pocket of the black, top right pocket. Will he pot? Will he pot black? Not really. I don't even know what is exactly going on in his mind, because normally when Caesar gets a lead as 3 games and he needs 1 and you need all, it is normally more than what he needs for the victory. Maybe Dembaba should just take the match as it comes. If he gets a chance like the one he's having, try and use it effectively. If the chance doesn't come, then that will be it. The game is clearly tricky. Maybe he needs to pot what they call an off ball. Pot yellow off the yellow. It will create an opening for those balls. The two near the center pocket, very good. He's not happy with the resting position of the balls. He doesn't have a very clear pot. And with that miss, Dembaba knows that it is the end of his journey in the tournament. He knows. To make life a bit complicated, Caesar does a rare snooker, second time in the match that is playing snooker. Dembaba has not. And yet you would rather think that Caesar's opponents would be the ones who come in with better idea on playing snooker. The rest is a formality. The remaining part of the game, even Moses Pokenya would finish it off. This is a tournament that Caesar has never won. As Brian's antics go on the scoreboard, it is a tournament that he starts with a clear indication, a warning to all of his opponents that he intends to win. There comes Brian with the scoreboard. He normally wants, as if intentionally, to be part of the highlights. Final score, Caesar 11, Dembaba 7, for being such a wonderful audience. I wish you a wonderful evening. Meet tomorrow morning for the rest of the tournament.